Extra bacon. Always extra bacon. Shall we do some online research?
Well, I think we should.
/UK/vape-store/e-liquids//e-liquids/flavors/bacon.
Apple and raspberry. Mint. Hey, who doesn't love a banana? Length and girth.
You should walk around smelling all day like bacon. Did I like it? Yes, no. Will I buy it again? Yes, no, maybe.
Welcome to the Tuesday Show with CJ and Ted.
So I was just refilling my vape. My vapey jape. My Jack vape.
Your vape?
Yeah.
What kind of vape you got?
Jack Vape Series S22. Yeah.
Are you able to create massive clouds?
I am. Would you like a demonstration of
I would like a demonstration now. I think that would be good.
You'll need to keep talking while I do this, though, because obviously it'll just be dead air otherwise.
Yeah. No, it'd be great for the audio version. This.
There you go.
Okay, that's great.
But the problem is, because I've got a green screen on as well, as soon as it goes outside of me, it just kind of disappears because it turns green. So.
Okay.
So it doesn't look as impressive.
Yeah. Okay. My vape doesn't look impressive at all. Really. It's very much a little thing rather than the big chunky.
Are you still talking about the vape?
Yes. Yes, I am talking about the vape. There are no similarities between the vape and anything else that I might talk about.
It's just you're describing it as not exciting, little, not big.
No, I mean,
just wanted to be sure.
Yeah, no, I mean in terms of length and girth, this is quite different.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, mine's like thinner at the top, and then it gets fatter the further down you go.
It does. It does indeed. Yeah, so yours is more like a bit of a hipster vape.
I guess so. I mean, you can get a thinner version of this one. So like the battery on this is quite fat. You can get a thinner version, but the battery doesn't last as long.
Yeah.
So I got this one because it advertises an all-day battery.
I thought you were going to say all-day breakfast then.
I wish it advertised all-day breakfast. I mean, I'd be in my element there, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
All-day breakfast.
Hang on, I'm just going to have a suck on my all-day breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder if you can get like all-day breakfast flavoured vape juice.
No tomatoes, no mushrooms.
Correct. Extra bacon. Always extra bacon. Extra
Bacon flavoured.
Bacon flavoured. Shall we do some online research?
Well, I think we should. I think it would be stupid not to, and I'm sure the listeners and viewers would be disappointed if we didn't do some research into this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, bacon flavoured vape juice. Bacon flavoured vape juice, available from hotjuice.com.
Listeners and viewers, are you do you vape? Do you like bacon? Just get in the comments below.
Yes, tell us.
Tell us what you're vaping.
21 plus. It's a US site anyway. Sadly, this one's a US site. Comes up with this
shipping
with a little age verification thing. Are you of legal smoking age? What happens if I press no? No, I'm not. Oh, it closes the page. It sends you back to your homepage. That's what it actually does.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, okay. Bacon flavoured vape juice UK. There we go. Here we go. Indiejuice.com.
Oh.
/UK/vape-store/e-liquids/flavors/bacon. Is nothing there.
Nothing there. Oh.
It's an empty page.
Well, that's disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you could have bacon and cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only imagine it would be absolutely disgusting. What flavour have you got currently?
I'm currently on apple and raspberry.
Apple and raspberry.
Yeah, apple and raspberry flavour. But isn't that the thing, though? So you tend to, most vape juices that you buy are like a sweet flavoured rather than savoury.
I'm very... I'm very bored. I wouldn't say boring, but I only have menthol.
Okay. You should try some of the flavours. There was some really nice ones out there.
But I have tried. Initially when I first got the vape, and I've probably had the vape for I don't know, hang on. So 70, 70, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay, so I've had a vape for about 5 years.
Yeah, so you were vaping when we first started out, weren't you?
Yeah, that's right. So I've had a vape for 5 years, and I in the first month or so, I tried banana,
right?
Because I like banana. I like banana things.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it didn't work. I've got a theory on why that doesn't work.
Go on then.
Well, certainly for me, I mean, I know some people just take up vaping because they think it looks cool.
Well, we all started smoking, isn't it? Because it's cool.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I started vaping because I used to smoke. So I just went, right, okay, I'm going to stop that. That's ridiculous. And start vaping, which is only slightly ridiculous, okay? But it's the lesser of two evils.
The cheaper of two evils.
The much cheaper and less damaging of two evils. So I took that up, and then the first thing I did was look at the different flavors you can get. Menthol being an obvious one, banana, you got raspberries, you got all sorts of different things, which is great. Plenty of different options. And this was to act as a replacement. The problem is having some like fruity taste doesn't feel like it's doing anything. And my analogy for this would be toothpaste.
Right.
So it is altogether possible to buy toothpaste that does the job of toothpaste, but in the flavour of anything you like.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen bacon flavoured toothpaste.
Well, yeah, probably. But children often have like strawberry flavoured toothpaste, or whatever bubblegum taste. All sorts of different flavours, because it just makes it more palatable for them.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what's different about adults? Why don't adults have toothpaste like that? For the simple reason is it doesn't feel like it's doing anything.
Okay.
So that's why we have mint, because mint feels like, okay, this is doing something. It's not the nicest taste. It's a very fresh and very strong taste, but it feels like it's doing something. Okay, I've done that job. I've brushed my teeth, or whatever it may be. And this is the same thing, I think, with vaping, which is if you're vaping with a banana, it's like, well, that's just a nice tasting thing, Hey, who doesn't love a banana? But it's not actually doing anything. Whereas with the menthol, especially considering that, there was certainly menthol cigarettes, you can still kind of kid yourself, oh, actually, this is actually doing something, regardless of how much nicotine you have in your vape.
Okay.
So I think even if I had like the maximum nicotine in a vape, but it was banana flavored, it would not feel like it was doing a job.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting. So I think a lot of that is just down to conditioning. So you are conditioned, throughout your years of smoking that, if it tastes like a cigarette, tobacco, or just general tobacco or menthol flavor, your mind thinks, okay, I'm actually getting the nicotine intake that I want, crave, need, whatever. So like going back to your toothpaste analogy, and the same thing occurs there. We've been conditioned that mint flavour toothpaste is the one that gives you the fresh feeling.
Yeah.
It's like you could say, I don't know, you could shower every day in, I'll use bacon again as an example, or,
shower in bacon.
Yeah, you shower yourself with bacon every day. Okay, we know it's not good for you, but if it was actually okay to do that, you would just be conditioned at that point that you should walk around smelling all day like bacon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining about that. I'd love to smell like bacon all day. That'd be amazing. I'll be fighting off the fatties with a stick. So, anyway, but the same applies to cigarettes and vaping.
Yeah.
Cigarettes to me. Because I was in the same boat as you. Used to smoke quite a lot, and I moved to vaping purely on cost. I don't particularly care about my own health. The health benefits of quitting smoking, just wasn't a good enough motivator for me. The financial cost, though, was the key driver. But yeah, okay. To start with, it didn't feel like I was actually smoking anything or getting that nicotine that I needed.
Yeah.
But through a bit of experimentation with different like power settings and resistance settings on the vape, I've actually found what works for me, and I do feel like I'm getting the nicotine that I want, irrespective of what flavour I'm using now. And I have a whole host of different flavours that I use, which I keep a spreadsheet on as well.
Do you ever the tobacco flavour? Because I can't imagine why anybody would want tobacco flavour.
Tasted awful. The first flavour I ever got when I first got my vape was tobacco flavoured, and it was disgusting.
Of course it is. It is the most disgusting thing. Why would anybody want that? I don't understand. It's an odd thing to have on sale.
It was sold to me as... so I basically went to like a shopping centre, and there was like one of these little mobile stands that just had all the vape stuff set up. And I just went there because I was walking past and I went, you know what, I'm going to try and give it a go. It's the trendy thing to do, and it might help me save a bit of money. So I was talking to the guy there, and he's the guy that sold me one of these, so the Jack Vape S Pen, S Series S22. And I've just stuck with that model ever since because I like it. But yeah, he sold me that with I think it was a 1 ohm resistance mouth to lung coil, and some tobacco flavoured juices of varying strengths as well, because he just said, look, just buy like one of each strength and figure out what kind of works for you. And he was like, use a mouth to lung coil because that's the one where you have to draw it in like a cigarette and then breathe in. Well, I don't use that anymore. I use direct lung coils where you just literally suck it like a straw. Well, not like a straw because you don't breathe in your milkshake, do you? But you know what I mean. It's called a direct lung coil now. Is what I use.
Okay.
But it was like, just try one of each strength and see what kind of works for you. But it's been years in the testing for me. Finding the flavours that I like, the right nicotine strength, and the coil resistance that I want as well. So I didn't mind mouth to lung, but much like you, because I wasn't getting that cigarette flavour, whether it was tobacco or menthol, I didn't feel like I was getting the nicotine that I wanted, and I just found myself going back to cigarettes more often than I should have. But yeah, like I say, I've been trying and testing for years, and I've kind of found my balance. Well, I'd like to say Actually, I haven't had a cigarette in nearly a year and a half.
Cool.
Actually, I'm quite proud of that.
Yeah.
But it took a long time to get to that point where I'm like, actually, I can just ditch the cigarettes completely now, and I'm just going to just stick on the vape.
Yeah.
I've got a spreadsheet of flavors that I like.
Yeah.
So there's a particular brand that I go to. Yeah, well, I go to a particular website where they do bottles of vape juice for less than £1 each.
Right.
So again, helping to reduce the cost. So little bottles of vape juice like that.
Yeah.
And what I did when I first found them, I was like, right, I'm going to buy one of every flavour and test it just to see what I like. And I did a spreadsheet on it, and there's like, hang on, how many are there? 54 different flavours.
Wow.
That this one brand makes. So I built a spreadsheet and I went, right, bought them, they've all arrived, no problem. And then I literally have, did I like it? Yes, no. Will I buy it again? Yes, no, maybe. And the maybe column is literally if they haven't got anything else of the stuff that I like, I'll then have to go to those flavours instead. And I just kind of stick to those. But it's like 54 different flavours on there.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
That's quite an impress. That you put a lot of work into that.
I wanted to make sure I was doing it right.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. I wanted to make sure that if I was doing it, I was going to do it right.
You're going to do the job, do it right.
Exactly. The thing is, because smoking is, you don't need me to tell you that smoking is incredibly expensive
and incredibly bad for you.
Like I said, I don't give a about that. Sorry, I don't care about that. Just bleep that. So I don't care. It's look at me. I'm grossly overweight. I've smoked for 20 years or so. Clearly, the health benefits are not really at the forefront of my decision to stop smoking.
They will help. They will help dramatically.
Oh, it will. Well,
especially considering that given that background, the fact that you are grossly overweight, your words. and also and reality, and also you smoked for 20 years, that makes it even more vital that you give up.
Yeah, but
and stay give up.
But you talk about the health side of it, and honestly, and it's okay either way. But do you feel better for not smoking?
Yes.
See, I don't, because I vape. I mean, I don't believe for a second that inhaling, what is it, vegetable glycanol and whatever the ingredients are in vape juice. I don't believe that inhaling that can be good for you. It can't be.
It can't be. It's not going to be the best thing in the world.
No, it's not going to be as bad as smoking. Don't get.
Yeah,
that I agree with. But you're still inhaling things that you probably shouldn't inhale. So, it's still not perfect. If you're looking to improve your health overall, I'd probably recommend patches or gum. But even then, I'm dubious about gum because you end up swallowing, and not the gum, but it's just as you build saliva and all that stuff, you basically end up swallowing nicotine infused saliva, which can't be good for your stomach. But patches, and then you can work on the rest of your health after that. But like I say, because I still vape, I still get out of breath, and yes, I know a lot of it's down to my weight as well. But loads of people I know that kind of moved to vaping have all kind of said the same thing. They've all kind of gone, well, I still get out of breath though. And it's only once you kind of stop that part is when you then start feeling much better.
I suppose that might have something to do with weight, lifestyle, and just suddenly running upstairs. Yeah, I think those might have more of an impact. I definitely feel the difference not smoking, and also the smell.
I would say the biggest difference for me is the smell.
Yeah,
and I hate the smell of cigarettes now. I'm not one of these militant anti-smoking or ex-smokers who hate the smell of tobacco. That are all just like, oh, you just smell of tobacco now. You smell like a fucking ashtray type thing. I hate people like that. I really do. But I can safely say now, I do not like the smell of tobacco or cigarette smoke or anything like that. So because so some of the people in my office, they do vape indoors, and I know they shouldn't. It's against the law. But I'm not going to be that guy that goes, oh, actually, it's against the law. You shouldn't.
Is this against the law, or is it against company rules?
Against the law. You're not allowed to vape indoors in public places.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
You sure of that?
Yep, 100%. I mean, Google it if you'd like to prove me wrong. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the law. Because the government basically brought in the same laws for vaping as they did for smoking. You're not allowed to do it indoors. And it's all to do with residual nicotine and things like that. But anyway, but I'm not going to be that guy that goes, oh, you shouldn't be vaping indoors. But I still go outside, and I go outside with some smokers. But I don't hold that against them. I'm not going to be the guy that comments on it. But I do catch myself when I come back inside. Sometimes I'll smell my, just catch a whiff of my jacket. I'm like, ooh, is that really? And I go, like, if a smoker then walks past me, I'm like, is that really what I smelt like for 20 years? Jesus. And you go into a smoker's house and you're like, holy crap, is that what my house used to smell like? Jesus Christ, Yeah,
absolutely.
And it's that thing of, you'd smell your clothes. I mean, like when I actually fully kind of stopped smoking and had moved to vaping, I'd take out, a shirt from the wardrobe and I'd just be like, oh my God, it stinks of old cigarette smoke. I'd be like, nope, just put it to one. No, it needs washing again. I literally washed all my clothes again, like 3 or 4 times, just to try and get rid of the smell. It was terrible.
Just going back to my research, no, it is not illegal.
Oh, I thought it was.
No,
I thought it was against the law.
There's no law specifying that it's illegal to smoke indoors or in pubs or anything like that. And I do think actually there are places that do have pretty strict rules about vaping, but I don't think that they're necessarily a good idea, because actually, for various health reasons, it would be great to stop people from smoking. If people are more at liberty to vape, I think that would be therefore a good thing. Yeah. So I'm thinking about, say, for example, the grounds of a hospital. On the grounds of a hospital, if there are signs saying no smoking or vaping, I can see where somebody is coming from with that. Somebody's thinking, oh, it'd be great to have no smoking or vaping. But they may not be a smoker, of course, when they're thinking about this, because what they're missing is the potential of saying no smoking, but vaping is allowed away from doorways. If vaping is allowed, then people who smoke will think, I'm not going to walk all the way off, 200 yards or whatever it is to get off site. Instead, I might take up vaping and then end up, giving up smoking as a result.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
so I think it can be short-sighted to ban it completely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Like I say, I'm always happy to be corrected if I am wrong. I genuinely thought it was they brought in the same laws for vaping as they did smoking. But like I say, happy to be corrected on that. And maybe it is then where I have been to places. It's just been local policy then to not allow vaping indoors, which is fine. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah. Good news.
Yeah. Doesn't mean I'm going to start vaping at my desk, because if I did, I'd fucking be there all day. I wouldn't get any work done. All I would do is vape.
I tell you what, the one benefit I think, or certainly one benefit, is the fact that vaping is somewhat similar to smoking in that you're doing a similar thing, and it also means that, yes, if you've got organisations like in the workplace or whatever, and it's not going to be appropriate to be vaping at your desk, you will go out and probably vape in the same place that people are smoking, and that means that I know, for non-smokers they may not get this, but that social side of having a chat with a few people, also getting, I know it sounds ridiculous, but some fresh air and a change of scenery. You're not losing that. So people have that. So they're not like suddenly ostracizing themselves or moving themselves away from a group that they would occasionally have a little chat with. And by doing that, then it turns the conversation. I mean, I'm sure you've had the conversation many times as well, when you stood outside in the smoking area, whether you're vaping or whether you're smoking, and the conversation is about vaping, and people saying, yeah, I've got this, it's great, it cost me next to nothing, and I've got different, and people are actually selling it to other smokers.
Yeah.
And I think that's how it's managed to take off so very well.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like I say, I still go outside, because it's a break away from my desk. I'm not a fan of just being chained to my desk for 8 hours a day, even with an hour's lunch break. I mean, that's still 4 and 4 or 5 and 3 or so. I don't like it. I like to be able to get away from my desk and go, and like I say, go outside, get some fresh air, be social, and talk about things that aren't work related.
Yeah. And
like you say, and to some degree, I do try and advertise kind of the financial benefit of vaping. Like I say, for me, it cost me. I mean, I was spending easily £10 a day on cigarettes, and that cost has only gone up in recent years. But even if you do like roll your own, the cost of tobacco has gone up exponentially as well. It's just too expensive. Whereas, okay, the initial outlay for a vape pen, so I bought a 2-pack. When did I buy them? Probably about 2 years ago. I bought 2 of these. It came as a pack. For like £60, but I kind of looked at that and went, well, that's a week's worth of cigarettes in my book. Yeah. So there's that, and all I really spend now is about £30 a month £30 every 2 months on vape juices. Yeah. So I buy them in bulk. I buy the £1 or less bottles, and a little bottle like this will last me 2 days. And I get 36 bottles. So. Yeah, and they last me about 2 months. So it's £15 a month in vape juices. Like I say, my expenditure on nicotine ingestion has fallen through the floor. which is quite nice.
We've
nicotine inhalation, I should say.
We've talked before about business and profiteering and sort of I don't know, the free market to some extent. I mean, this is for me certainly a brilliant example of where business has actually helped, where government has not. So it doesn't matter how many government initiatives, how many initiatives started by the NHS are concerned. It proves very, very difficult to stop people from smoking. Whereas actually the businesses that have created vaping, and yes, to turn a profit, what they've done is they've encouraged a lot of people to give up smoking, and also allowed a lot of people to save a lot of money on smoking. So it really is one example of a win-win, thanks to thanks to business.
I think that. Have you ever been into a vape shop?
Yes.
How many people were in the vape shop when you went in? I think customers.
2 or 3.
Okay, fair enough. I've been into a vape shop a few times, and every time I was the only person in there. And it makes me think, how much money are they actually making? How much profit, or what is the turnover in a vape shop? And it makes me think, I wonder if they are just like a front for money laundering or organised crime or something. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, somebody else mentioned it. They're like, it's just pop to the vape shop. And I was like, I was the only one in there. And there was like 2 members of staff and I was there. And the stocks are just full of, it's like they never seem to run out of stock because the shelves are just always full of juices. And I guess there's no I don't know if there's an expiration date on the juice. I don't think there is. So I guess they could just buy it in bulk and leave it in storage or whatever. But even then, I'm like, but it just made me think. I was like, that's a good point. I've never been in a vape shop when it's been busy. Does it ever get busy?
No, it's never a crowded place. Yeah. It is an odd business model, really, if you consider. I mean, of course, you can buy all of these things online, and you can also buy them in any petrol station or supermarket. So,
I had to buy an emergency bottle of vape juice. I had to buy an emergency bottle of vape juice once from a supermarket on my way home from work. I was like 200 miles away from home, and I just ran out of juice. I was like, oh God, I've got to buy some more. It cost me £6 for one bottle of juice. And the choices are so limited as well. I was like, I'm that idiot that stood at the tobacco counter going, so what vape juices do you have, please? And of course there's a queue of people forming behind me, and I'm sitting there going, because I don't know what I want, I don't know what they've got. So this poor person behind the counter is literally going, right, well, we've got this flavour, this strength of nicotine, but not in that flavour for this strength. And I'm just like, okay, look, I just need this strength of nicotine. What flavors have you got? And they're going, we've got this and this. And I'm just like, just give me a bottle of, blackcurrant. I don't care. I need a bottle of vape juice at this point.
Give me a bottle.
That's
I need my juice. Yeah.
But I came out of there and I was like, £6. And again, I know in the grand scheme of things, that's not a lot of money. Because I would have spent, £10-12 on a packet of cigarettes if I was still smoking at that point. But I was just like, that's considering I spend less than £1 per bottle of vape juice when I buy it online. I was like, that's extortion.
Yeah,
absolutely extortion. I mean, I can't really vouch for the quality of the juice, but I'm pretty sure there were probably better qualities out there. This is the brand that I've got. It's called OMG. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
They're like I say, they're like 90p each. If you buy them in like a 36 pack, they're 30p each. Sorry, 90p each. Sorry.
Wow.
But like I say, that'll last me 2 days. So 45p a day, I'm quite happy with that. So when I then go and spend, £6, I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of money. But yeah, that's the end of that story anyway.
Cool story, bro.
Cool story. Changed your life, yeah? 100%.
That was The Tuesday Show.
Get in touch with us. All the links are in the description. And until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.